Cobb Vanth, the Marshal of Mos Plago, a small town on Tatooine. Cobb Vanth has earned the trust of the townfolk as a capable peacekeeper and leader. Hello and welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we are reviewing from Star Wars The Black Series and The Mandalorian, Cobb Vanth. Now, a long time ago when this guy come out, I think it was about March, he was kind of a bit sort of out and about and then he disappears. I don't really pre-order my figures, which I really should do, to be honest with you, but I'm always a bit worried when they come out or what time of month and I ain't got the money in the account. But lo and behold, I went to London Film Comic Con the other day and there he was. I got him from the Indepth Toys. They actually had a store up there, so it's really nice to actually see and feel an actual figure for a change rather than getting it online. But yeah, here he is, another deluxe figure, £38, which I don't mind paying the odds for this one because he is a bit harder to get. So rather than paying £34, you know, 38's all right, you know, if I think about the post and packaging and stuff here. He's got two blasters, got the helmet of Boba Fett, and he's got the armour on here, and plus the jetpack, all in the window display. On the side, we have Cobb Vanth looking pretty cool here, holding Boba Fett's helmet. And on the back, we have the bio, again that picture, and he's number 18 in The Mandalorian here. So I guess without further ado, let's just crack this bad boy open. So here he is in his blister pack. We can actually just see now the actual whole figure here. I can see a lot of detail is missing straight away as soon as I look at the figure. It's like very kind of a lot of detail up here and down here, not very lot. So we're going to take him out for our first impression. It's hard to believe that he was season 2 of The Mandalorian, which was almost 2 years ago. Christ. But yeah, he's looking really nice, looking really cool here. And can't wait to take some pictures. Put him in some poses. Anyway, we'll be back for his review in a moment. And what can I say about this figure? Absolutely superb. You could say actually at the moment I've probably got a little bit of a fetish going on because we have done Throne Room, we have done Typhon ×2 because there's 2 different Typhons of Boba Fett, and now we do Cobb Vanth, and again he's wearing the Boba Fett armour. So we will do a comparison to the new Typhon Boba Fett as well, comparing like all the extra parts that we see around on the figure to get a really in-depth look at what Hasbro have actually done with this guy. But actually on the concept of the guy, he's really good, really nice figure put together. There's a few downfalls of it, and again it is always down to Hasbro and their lack of paint, but you know, we can sort that out in a future video at some point. But going through this guy with his accessories, and he comes with quite a few amounts, to be honest. He comes with his kind of sort of blaster here, his long range one here, kind of looks a bit more kind of like a resistance type from the Force Awakens, etc. Got a little bit of sort of tape and bandage around at the top here, which has actually got texture on there, looking really nice. Details of the guns in the gunmetal, and then we have got the stock on the end, and also we've got the grip as well with those bandage parts as well. So looking pretty cool, looking nice, and it actually holds it in a really good gun position, and you can get that arm up to get it into like a nice aiming position as well. His other gun he comes with is his kind of trusty 6-shooter here, looking really nice. It always reminds me a little bit of a Boba Fett gun without the actual sort of stock end and stuff on there, you know, like the 6-barrel sort of gun sort of thing on there, which is pretty cool. And we can take that off and actually can go to his holster on the side, and fits in really well, so which is quite nice to have a place to store it. His other accessory he comes with is his backpack, and well, obviously not his, it is Boba Fett's. So we've got all the sort of silver and the other parts on here. Again, this part is supposed to be like a bit of a metal kind of plate over the top. Obviously it must have got scratched by the Sarlacc and it was got mended in a really shoddy way, so it's normally a metal part. So on here they have just painted it on here. But I'll bring Boba Fett as we go through that apart before we take off this accessory. And it comes with the rocket as well, which is a separate piece, looking quite nice and painted well. Take that off, I don't want it falling off during the actual review. And then the helmet is obviously a standard Boba Fett helmet on here, Really nice, sharply painted, got the colours really royal, and we've got the scratches and stuff with a movable rangefinder on there, coming around to the back as well. As you can see, it doesn't really fit in very well, but again, it didn't really actually sort of fit in well in the film, or in the TV series. It kind of sort of sat on his head, didn't it? It was a little bit too high, and you could tell it weren't Boba Fett when it first turned up. But taking it off, and it reveals his look underneath. But before we get onto that, we're going to his articulation. So head-wise, he can turn left, he can turn right, he can look down, and he can look up. And he's got the lower neck movement, upper neck movement, so he's got a bit of a swagger in there. What I do find with this scarf, though, if you do turn it around, I do have it like this more often, to be honest with you, but he can actually look down further. So if you put the helmet back on, it then blocks the back. So if you wanted him to look up, turn that scarf around, make him look up higher, and then that'll block the neck, and he's got the helmet on, sort of, you know. So just rearrange it and move it around. But I do actually prefer, I don't like the sort of straight cut that is here, so I do actually prefer this this look for him, to be honest with you. With the arms wise, so we have got a butterfly joint inside here. We have got rotation, but obviously it gets hindered by the flat jacket here. We've got rotation at the elbow. It's on a 90-degree elbow bend here. Rotation at the wrist, and it's also on a hinge as well. And then waist, you can go left, right, you can look down, you can look back. Leg wise, come all the way up this far and forward and back. Upper thigh rotation. We have a single knee joint in here. No pivot or pins or anything in there. We've got a nice rotation at the knee. There's no boot cut here, unfortunately, but there is a rocker and a pivot at the ankle. But yeah, where this guy really comes into is also the looks as well. I think he looks really cool. I can't even remember the actor's name, but he doesn't. I don't think it sort of like brings off the likeness in a way. It kind of looks like him. It's kind of like a caricature of the character, but I don't think it actually necessarily looks like the actor himself. But the hair's really nice. We've got a bit of a wash in there. We've got a bit of wash over the beard, and it's a very kind of sort of like streamlined face, which is pretty cool. They might have to small him down just to get him into the Boba Fett helmet, to be honest with you. Down on the armour, again, the actual paint work on here, it's not too shiny and it doesn't break away. It actually looks like the silver is underneath the green. It really looks like a sort of wishy-washy kind of sort of thing where the paint's been really sort of worn over time. So they've done well on there. On the side, we've got more chip-ins. We've got more chip-ins on this side with the Bantha skull. On the back, nothing at all. There is no kind of chip-ins at all on this part. I do feel like the jumper is maybe a little bit too kind of light. Does need darkening down. A little bit weathered on here, but we have got a nice sort of texture over on the jumpers and then down around underneath as well. This isn't removable, but it is a piece over the top of the actual figure itself. So again, it's that kind of squidgy kind of vinyl plastic that we're getting quite often. On these gauntlets, we have got some silvering on there, but not a lot. Again, underneath, very lacking here and very lacking on this side as well. But we have got silver on the top with his sort of wrist rocket going on. He's got these kind of sort of like fingerless BMX gloves kind of going on here, which look pretty cool, really nicely detailed as well. And then going down to his belts, so we've got a double belt going on here. We have got like a little clip on here. I don't know whether he had anything hanging on this part. Well, maybe I thought maybe he could actually put his pistol in there, but it got like a sort of a lightsaber clip going on here. But all these other parts, all these little rivets are not painted. Just only his Marshall belt. You know, we've got all these other pouches and stuff around on here. Other little bullets not painted around on the belt, and the other clips and stuff on there. So it's a bit of a shame, because when it gets down here, look, we can even see like these other ammo cartridges are not painted, and these other sort of scrapes, and we got like patches and stuff on there. It's all just done in that brown. Coming down to his kneecap, again, we've got no silver parts on here, but we've got a bit of scuff, kind of a little bit of detailing on this bit here. And then down on his boots, they're just done in a lighter brown as well. So, but in all, even though this part down is a bit lacking, it doesn't really take too much away from the figure, and I think this one's kind of more deserving of a higher price point than the other Boba Fett's. So with that, we can actually bring in the other Boba Fett. I'll bring in the Typhon one to begin with, mainly because I think these guys kind of share more of the similar look. So let's just put this helmet back on him. So the helmets, I would say, are pretty much identical, apart from obviously some of the sort of like the splodges and stuff, but you can see that it's mainly from the same kind of print. We've got the same splodges all in the same area, around on the sides as well. You've got these extra little parts going around on here. The actual helmets, they do fit on both. This one is actually got an extra skull cap in it, so it doesn't really fit, but this one will fit over the top and actually gives them a deeper feel on that. And that's kind of what I wanted from this helmet for this guy, because it actually goes right down to his neckline, so you can't see his chin, because when you actually take this one off, and because it's got this extra bit of plastic inside, you still get these sort of chin mark. It doesn't go down all the way as much as I like. For the flat jacket part on here, they are different, because as you can see, the actual wings on this part's up here, and this one's actually hanging down the bottom when they should be flapped on the top here, exactly the same as this one. So we can actually bring in the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, and then you can tell that these ones are two identical ones. We've actually got the two notches at the top of there, on the top of his shoulder and stuff, so you can tell that these are the same on here. So it's a bit of a kind of mixture of all. For the jetpack wise, so this is Boba Fett's jetpack, and this is Cobb Vanth's. And again, you can see the identical parts in there. The paint and the scratches are all the same. The only thing that's different is obviously the removable rocket inside. And then that is kind of it. Well, I think actually the other part as well that I noticed is actually that Boba Fett and him share the same gauntlets. They are exactly the same with that tubing as well on the side, so they are reused as well on that part. So yeah, that's it. I think that brings it all completely right down. It's exactly the same as bringing all these sort of deluxe kind of Boba Fett's into play. So yeah, you can really say we have definitely got a fetish on the channel just for now, but it's nice to get them all at the same time so you guys can compare and see. Ideally, I would say out of all these three, if I was going to put them into sort of any particular order to own any of these sort of deluxe figures, Return of the Jedi one by far is probably the most idealist kind of one in a way. And it comes with all these extra accessories. It comes with the grapple hook that we had changed in the past, but it comes with these flame effects and also boosters effects, which all fits into these. And even with this as well, for Cobb Vanth, it actually fits into his gauntlet as well. So if you wanted to do that, you can do so. But if I was going to rank them, I would definitely say Return Jedi Boba Fett, and then I would actually say Cobb Vanth for this, then Typhon, and then this Boba Fett as well. I do like this look. I really like this look, but it's not the Boba Fett that from the book of Boba Fett. And I think once that one's come out, this one just probably wouldn't even see a lot of time of day, to be honest. I really like the clean cut. I really like the look. But because it's not the book of Boba Fett one, which is a nice slimline kind of version, I think that one will trump this one as well, and it'll push this one down even further along the way. So thank you so much for joining me on this one. What do you think of these figures? Which one would you pick up if you had all four in your presence and you had to pick one up in any particular order? Which one would you pick up first? Let me know in the comments down below. You can subscribe, ding the bell, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.